So you have another fabulous book, which is on her silver rays. I love the title of that book. It's a beautiful title. What's the backstory behind that book?
Oh, good question. Because I grew up in New Zealand and out in the country, we always saw the Milky Way. And so I've long been fascinated with the stars and the cosmos, as I mentioned right at the beginning. On the silver rays, it was just beginning to compile all my sort of notes and the ritual. I used to do full moon rituals in the local park. I still do them now down at the beach. And there's just so much information out there, and I was hearing more and more people saying, just use the new moon to manifest and the full moon for this. And I'm going, but what about everything else in between? And that's how, I suppose, again, it comes back to my own sort of magical path, where you're using that path as sort of getting to know you and to improve your own self. So moving to suburbia, where I don't get to see the Milky Way because of the light pollution, it was just sort of like incorporating all that sort of knowledge together. And I suppose I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to research, because I really sort of get bogged down into, I like a lot of the backstory as to, okay, we're talking about the cosmos, but, what about the moon? What is the moon? What does it mean to us? What does it mean when, and I'm not an astrologer, but I follow astrology, a lot of astrologers, and I'm trying to figure out me and my placement in the whole cosmos, and why is my Venus and Mars always opposite? Does that mean anything? My poor little Leo moon always gets sort of banded about. And it was through gathering all that information to understand me. I had people starting to ask me how to, show them how they could use that information to understand their own selves. And it's just like, oh, okay, start putting the stuff together. But again, it's moving through the lunar cycles more. It's like understanding our place in the greater scheme of things, the whole lunar cycle, and that sort of old age saying of as above, so below, as within, so without. The outside world reflects us. So when we sort of lean into the moon, we can do it on the wider scale with the Sabbath, with the solar cycles as well. We begin to sort of start with that ebb and flow, that surrender, to make that space to allow to bring things into our lives. And that sort of makes me laugh when people say, let's manifest at the new moon. I'm going, but if your cup's already full, how are you going to put more stuff in it? You've got to surrender and let go. You don't have to banish everything or curse everything because it's a dark moon. I'm going, oh my God, a dark moon, I'm just sitting there resting, planting, scheming my next cycle, but also reflecting back as to what I've gone through as well. So it was sort of like based on my own work, and
It's important to understand all of the phases, isn't it? There does seem to be a bit of a trend at the moment of, it's full moon, let's manifest. Oh no, next month it's another full moon, let's manifest some more. Hang on a minute.
I mean, I was always taught as like the full moon's like almost like the end of that cycle. It's like the culmination of everything's come together. So we wouldn't do anything. We would actually give thanks, show our gratitude.
That's missing a lot, isn't it? That is missing a lot.
And grounding, because even when I was doing the full moon rituals in the park, I'd come back and I couldn't sleep that night because I'm bouncing off the walls because no one's grounding any of their energy and they're just sending it up into the cosmos, and I'm going, oh God, and I'm picking up on it, yay. But then I also noticed, so as over the years do my own research, it's just like, okay, yes, it's a new moon or it's a full moon, but what astrological sign is it in? And where is the moon in my chart? And does it mean anything? It's like eclipses. It's just like people were, it's a solar eclipse or it's a lunar eclipse. It means it's going to be greater and bigger and brighter and whatever. And I'm going, but no, it's in this wrong sign and this transit's pinging off things. I just want to hide. It's just like the energies are wrong. And so there's more than just looking at the moon, because the moon, and I guess it's a sort of an analogy for us as well. The moon is not isolated. The moon affects everything around it. especially ours. And then it is also taking on energies of the other transits, the other planets in the cosmos as well. And when we start putting all the pieces together, then we can actually focus on what we want to manifest in our life, or what is going to influence, or where we should be focusing on a little bit more. And a lot of that information, I've tried to put it into the book. I said, I'm not an astrologer, so I've tried to put it in a way that I've understood it. And so it uses it as a guide for people to sort of enhance their, once you've done your manifesting, and take it to a next level.